Okay, have you heard of a measures table? Well, a measures table is basically a table that you create just to put all of your measures into it, right? So it's a real great way to organize and manage your measures to make it sure that it's very easy for people to access. It's all in one place. There's a whole ton of benefits that come along with it. But let's talk about the challenges and problems associated with a measure table and why. Well, that was a best practice that I used to rigorously enforce. Maybe not so much anymore. All right, do the whole YouTube thing, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. And if you want early access to this content, become a member. And for as little as $5 a month, you can get early access to all these videos. Okay. All right, let's talk about it. Where does that go? So if we're talking star schema up here, right? So here is, no. Here is my star schema, right? So I've got my fact table. I've got my dimensions on it. This is all well and good, right? I can create a measure table or even a report side measure table where I put all of my measures that I'm going to be using inside of my analytics, right? So it's great for organizing. It's all, it makes it easy for people to find things. It's all in one place. A report side measure table might be a good pattern as well, right? Well, let me tell you one of the challenges that we know of today when it comes to using this and why I actually recommend against it. Now, let's say we add in another fact table. Well, so we add in another fact table. We're going to connect that fact table to a number of conforming dimensions. That's what we see inside the green right here, right? These are conforming dimensions. That means both of these fact tables will interact across those reporting dimensions. Well, if you have all of your measures inside of just a table, it becomes really hard for people to understand what the interaction is. Which measures are going to slice and dice by what? I mean, the conform dimensions, easy enough. But what about these gray dimensions? It's not going to be super clear. You can actually have report developers create actually bad reports based upon what they think should be working. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's not working on some like subtle levels that's not super obvious. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. So that's the real challenge that we get into with immediately when it comes to using a report or a measures table inside of our model. The big next thing that's about to come along is Copilot and generative AI is rapidly learning how to peruse the model, find insights, learn how to navigate these things. Well, measures that aren't attached to fact tables are something that Copilot's it's not seeing beyond. It's not able to do those connections and dots to say, oh, this measure is related to these tables and this measure is related to these tables. It can't do it. Maybe someday, but it's not looking likely anytime soon. So, and that's true for our report developers too. So what do we know? How can we adjust this? Knowing how our report writers write and knowing what Copilot's doing and know what AI is doing, how can we adjust our development pattern to make it easier for everyone to build and manage? Well, that's simple enough. We create folders inside of our fact tables that contain measures that are applicable to each fact table, right? So when a user goes in and they're looking at sales, they can go into the sales fact table and they see the measures that are there. They see the report side measures that are there. Or if they're going into customer service incidences, right? They can go into see the measures that are on that one report or just measures as part of the model. That becomes really beneficial. Now, in this case, we might bring in those tables again if we have a lot of cross-functional measures, i.e. measures that are combinations of measures from both of the fact tables, like sales by customer service incident or something crazy along those lines, right? That type of thing is very common in analytics. So that's where the measure table starts to become relevant again. But if we just stick with the folders for the vast majority of our reporting functionality and for reporting measures. This can make it a lot easier on humans who are building reports or the AIs that are coming in and consuming it as well. All right. So it's not like it's no never the measures table, but I think the measures table has a much more niche solution than what we've been using for a long time as a best practice. So I'm going to actually recommend people that while this is what it is, take a step back. Let's not create measures tables. Let's do folders instead. Okay. Is this useful for you? You see how you could use a measure table and maybe why not to use a measure table. I hope you find that useful. I don't use them anymore. And you know who got me thinking down this path? Marco Russo. Marco Russo doesn't recommend that anymore. And if he doesn't recommend something, boy, gosh, oh golly, you better look into it and make sure you're on strong footing when you say you should do something that Marco Russo doesn't recommend. So I'm on his side. His argument makes sense. I think I did a good job of representing it. Marco, if you ever watch this, well, he won't. Ask Marco. He won't watch my videos. Why would he? He knows more than I do. I kid. All right. Hey, you guys have the best day ever. Peace. Wow. All right. This is a lot. I get it. If you need help, don't worry. I got you. Head over to bakertilly.com/digital. Click on the I need info or I want help button. There's a little form. You fill it out. Myself or a coworker will reach out and help you out. Okay. But if you think you can take on these challenges and I got faith in you, check out these two videos right here. They'll get you up and running and sorting things out faster than you could say Jiminy Cricket.